Hi all, welcome to Dragon's Cave. My name's Karen. I got this little pot. I think it's a plant pot. Could be anything. I picked it up in Pepco a couple of days ago. No, yesterday actually. And it cost me about 60 cents. And I thought what I'd like to do is try acrylic pouring onto this. I don't know if it'll stick, but we will find out very soon. Now, it's sitting in, the base of my G3. And I've got some greaseproof paper down to stop the paint getting on the base. Now, the reason it's in here is simply so that when I've finished, I can put the lid on and the cats won't be able to get at it. So I'm going to stand this on here so that when the paint runs down, it doesn't just all pool around the edge. That's the theory. Now, Timu says these are pouring acrylics. We will find out very, very soon whether or not they are. And I'm going to start with some white. Just going to So I'm not going to put the lid back on that because I'm going to be doing it in layers. And I'm going to dollop on some blue. Oops. Then I've got this very, very bright pink. And then I've got light blue. And basically what I'm going to do is just carry on kind of layering them. This one seems a lot thicker than the others. Base is level, so hopefully the only real problem is that it's quite a dip in the bottom of the pot. So a lot of paint is going to gather in there. I think that's something I can probably deal with, or hopefully deal with, when it's dry. I don't even know if the acrylic paint will even stick to the surface. If it doesn't, then lessons learned, eh? The video will still go out even if it's a complete and utter mess. I'm going to try and do, rather than put it all in the middle now, I'm going to kind of a bit here, a bit there, so that it just runs. I'm going to bring you down. Close your eyes if you get seasick. As you can see, unfortunately, this is about the best I can get while keeping it on the stand. And it is running down quite nicely. And I think I'm only going to put one or two more blobs on because we're going to be pretty covered. Where was I? Dark blue, I believe. I'll put some dark blue kind of going this way. Kind of wish I'd done this in the first place, but it doesn't matter. And I think I'm pouring too much at a time, really, because I'm getting quite wide swathes of colour. But again, it does not matter in the slightest. Now, it appears to be pretty much there or thereabouts. I'm going to put a little bit more, the lighter blue, here. So I want a bit more of that rather than the darker one running down over the top. And I think that is sufficient. Seems to be. Now this side, for some reason, it's not running down there too well, so I'm going to very slightly lift this side so that it kind of runs that way. I can't put it under there. I'll just shove my scissors under there for the moment, just to kind of persuade it in that direction. There's not enough paint on there, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm sorry I put the pink in there now, actually. I wish I'd just done it in blues and white. It's okay. It is running. It is going where it should go. It is now coming down this side. So I'm just going to let that keep going. Hopefully, I may need to encourage it a little bit, but it is getting there. With this extra bit of white now, it's taking the paint down now that it's balanced up. I think it's looking pretty darn good. It is taking its time, but it is the gap that I can see here is closing up. I'm trying to look all the way around to make sure the whole thing is completely covered. And it does appear to be, especially judging by the puddle, which I think is going to give me some really nice paint skins that I can use in jewellery. Okay, I'm going to let that talk to itself. And I will cover it up and wait till it's dry. And we will see what happens. See you very soon. Well, this has been sat overnight now. I can touch the outside. It's not tacky at all. But in the middle here, where it's quite thick, you can probably see, it's still not quite dry. Now also, because it was so deep there, I did quickly blast it with my hot air gun at one point. Then I got really nervous that I was going to mess it up. But what I'm going to do is clear away, because I'm going to turn it over in a second. This is the base of the pot anyway, so you're never going to see that. Now I'm going to buy some more of these pots, but what I will do next time is I will actually fill in this part, probably with UV or something, or maybe even clay, just to kind of level it out. I'm trying to do this as neatly as possible so I don't pull away. And parts that you're going to see. And it's only that little bit in the middle that was actually still wet. And what I didn't film, what I should have done, a time lapse probably would have been good. And I'll try and figure out how to do that at some point. As the paint was running down, I just used a silicone tool to kind of run along the edge underneath, get the bigger drips off, which is what all this splattering is on the thing here. So let's have a look. And I'm actually, let me move this out of the way. I'm actually really happy with that. It's turned out. Well, this is where I blew it with the hot air gun off the top, and it kind of worked better, I think, there and here than where I just left it to run, which is like here. But anyway, this is going to be a candle. I've got my wax warming up. When we're back up to temperature, I will be right back. See you in a sec. Right, the wax is pretty much melted now. Before I carry on, I just want to clear up a bit of confusion. So yesterday, I said I was putting this on the G3 base so that I could cover it, so the cats couldn't get at it. But what I never actually considered is the fact that I don't have the extender for the G3 and the lid was not going to fit on there. So it did take longer to dry than I'd expected because, stupid, I couldn't cover it. And I ended up having to take it into the house during the evening where it was warmer so it would dry better because it didn't seem to be drying at all. Then all of a sudden it was dry. Anyway, I am going now to put the wick in here. So this is like a double-sided sticky pad. Put this somewhere near the middle. I'm not very good at doing this bit. That's pretty close actually. Then this goes on there to hold it in place so that the wick doesn't fall over. Excuse me, snivel. Right, so I'm going to colour. I've got candle dye, the wild rose. I'm going to put some of this in. Oh, helped if I didn't drop that in, wouldn't it? Oh, I'm not very good at this, am I? I only used a pin to make a hole in this, so it's a bit harder to get out than I'd hoped. It is coming out, just slowly. About half a dozen or so drops. I only wanted to be a pale pinky purple, or purpley pink. That should do. I need to make a bigger hole or trim the end off that. And I want it to smell nice too, so I'm using this coffee candle scent. Don't know how much of this I should be using either. I just like the smell of coffee. Excuse me, clearing my throat and sniffing. So I'm going to mix the colour in. Hopefully it'll work. Doesn't seem to be mixing very well. Now, the last few times I've made candles, I used a wax that I got from Temu, which was actually a soy wax. And the delivery I got this morning, paraffin wax. I don't know what the difference is. I've done no research. So it serves me right if it doesn't work. Now, this pot does get hot. It has got a handle. But although the handle is not hot, the pot is. So wear gloves or have something to hand like this. I'm hoping I've melted enough wax. Doesn't look like I've got half enough actually. Oops. Nope. I'm going to put a ton more in there. Nope. Right, I will mix up some more wax. I will be back in a moment. See you in a bit. Okay, the wax is pretty much set. The pot is still quite warm, but since this video is going out in about 2 hours, I think it's about time I just got it done. The one thing I don't have is an actual wick trimmer. Just going to take that off there. Going to use my wire cutters. Done pretty much. Oh, come on. There we go. Now the wax has kind of shrunk a little in there, but it is very cold here, so it's setting quite quickly. But overall, I am very pleased with how this came out. I will definitely do this again. And I will get you some photos. Please, if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you would, because it really helps my channel out and it doesn't cost you anything. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.
In a quiet little corner tucked away from the light, there's a cave full of colors that glow through the night. Glitter and brushes, soft clay and lace, and the scent of sweet raisin flows all through the space. In the dragon's cave where the magic flows, she dreams up the creatures the whole world knows. Frogs with crowns and fairy wings, sleepy ones on logs, each made with love and gentle hands, a world of wondrous frogs. There's eco-resin cooling by a tiny glass stream, and a mushroom-shaped frog made from lavender dreams, with shimmer and sparkle, with purpose and grace. She brings little lives to this quiet place. In the dragon's cave where no two are the same, she crafts from her heart and she signs every name. Frogs of joy and frogs of peace, and ones who leap and play, born of hands that never rest but always find a way. Clay dust swirls like fireflies, and mold shines